a raging river swollen with the first gush of the monsoon. A barren landscape absolutely devoid of vegetation. Crumbling mountains and snow-capped peaks. And a mule train making its way slowly up the treacherous road. Nomads and their mule trains have traversed pathways such as these for more than 1,000 years now. For this isolated and barren terrain along the river Satluj and Spiti in Himachal Pradesh has acted as the conduit between the ancient lands of India and Tibet. It is said that 1,000 years ago, under the patronage of a Tibetan king, a young monk helped in the founding of a number of Buddhist monasteries along this bleak and desolate region. Monasteries which acted as treasure troves of artistic and spiritual expression. Monasteries that have stood the onslaught of time. Dankar, Lalum, Naco, and the most renowned of them all, the 1,000-year-old Tabo. Built in 996 AD, Tabo celebrated its 1000th birthday with a Kala Chakra ceremony performed by His Holiness the Dalai Lama. Surrounded by his retinue of monks and in front of the devoted eyes of his followers, the spiritual leader of the Tibetan Buddhists invoked the gods for a world free of violence, for peace in our troubled times. For 15 days during the celebrations, the sleepy village of Tabo, with a population of only 625, played host to 10,000 others gathered from all corners of the globe. There was the market and the eating places pandering to every need of the casual tourist. There was also Tabo Chukor, the old complex comprising 9 temples and 23 chortens for the serious Tibetologist. Maintained by the Archaeological Survey of India for the past few years and under the able guidance of its current abbot, the monastery in Tabo has undergone a sea change. From prints available of a 1933 expedition to the region by Italian explorer Tucci, it can be seen that a lot of effort has been made to overcome the ravages of time. Yet, with the breaking down of the isolation barrier, a new breed of vultures have started flying in. And the moot question is whether these monasteries will be able to cope with the ecological imbalance the tourist traffic will create.
With the increase in tourism, and as we allow our hitherto unknown monuments, hitherto unknown areas to be exposed to the tourists, we have this kind of danger that the monuments may get damaged. Now we are conscious of that fact, and it was keeping that in view that this legal system that we have under the Ancient Monuments and Archaeological Sites and Remains Act 1958 and rules framed thereunder have talked about certain permissions. Otherwise, normally we are not one of those countries who want to regulate culture, but we want to conserve our heritage.
Tabo and its 1,000-year celebrations attracted the media from the world over. The Archaeological Survey enforced a ban on all kinds of photography inside the old monastery with the help of a clutch of officials brought in from Chandigarh. A rare few, like the India This Week team, were granted special permission to shoot inside the old monastery by the ASI office in Delhi. This permission was granted subject to certain stipulations and conditions, one of which stated that no lights or flashes could be used inside the old temple. During the celebrations, the officers of the ASI were able to maintain the sanctity of the ancient monument. But with their departure on the 3rd of July, the responsibility fell on the shoulders of the illiterate chowkidars, led by their foreman, Padma. India This Week found a foreign crew, claiming to be from the Japan Broadcasting Corporation, walking in without any interference, carrying cinema lights and generators. On noticing our camera pointed at them, they lost no time in clearing out of the area, leaving us to wonder how long will the artistic but fragile heritage of Tabo survive.
We would like to initiate not only administrative proceedings but even criminal proceedings against those who have violated the law. And I would also like to take action against our own staff if they have seen indulging in that.
In 1989, 35 kilometers short of the village of Thabo was discovered another relic. This centuries-old body of a Lama was accidentally uncovered by the personnel of the Indo-Tibetan border police in the village of Gui. The monk, possibly trapped in a cave collapse and naturally mummified, is looked after by the ITBP as no one has come forward to preserve this phenomenon. It is believed that the mummy has been suffering continuous damage not only due to exposure to the natural elements, but also due to people touching it, burning incense sticks, as well as taking parts of it away as relics. This land of the Spiti River is harsh, rugged and rich in its cultural legacy, but utterly vulnerable. A land that retained its pristine splendor as long as it was inaccessible and anonymous. Today the Thabo monastery's fame is spread far and wide, and unless supervised carefully, like hundreds of great monuments all over the country, the heritage of Thabo may soon become an unsuspecting victim of its own celebrityhood.